Hello.
Hello, everybody.
What's up? Who do we got in the chat? We got Mark. Hi, Mark. Hi, Emma. Hello, Maat.
Hello, Tyler.
Hello, Carrie. How you doing? We got some Keith going on. We got some Alpha Llama Llama in the house. Catwalker sounds rough. Being a dog walker sounds actually
If they're
challenging, but emotionally so fulfilling. Hey, it looks like the link worked.
I'm clicking on it just to double check. It does, it works.
The Pixie show was amazing. I don't doubt it. All right. Well, I'm gonna jump right in.
Did you already say hi to everybody? Was I too distracted during my test?
Yeah, you were working on the link.
All right. Well, I'm reading through right now, everyone, and saying hello to you in my head.
And we're gonna start off with a tape peel. I've been saving this all week. And this is mostly dry.
Did
feels
you mess
a little
it up?
bit wet.
Did you smudge?
Not enough to see it, but I did get a little bit of yellow on my finger from something. So I did do like another session on this after the live stream.
You're talking over the taping.
Oh, sorry for the ASMR folks. But I mostly just added the little leaves and stuff. And I don't know, it turned out okay. I think it's like a cute little picture. It's not like a great painting or anything. And you can see like how different it is from the photo reference color-wise. But I think that the painting is more like what it felt like in real life to be there. The colors here are like iPhone colors, which like I am ceaselessly angry at my iPhone camera for being just so lousy. One of these days, iPhone will get a good camera. Thanks, Rudak. It's good to see you.
Huzzah!
There we go. Look at that.
Before we get any further on any possible bingo squares, I want to congratulate Tugboat for being the first one to get a bingo last week.
Oh, congratulations.
5 in a row.
Christopher Cantwell was on Word Balloon with John Suntrez earlier today at about the 55-57 mark. They start talking about Out of Alcatraz, and he sings your praises. Oh, that's nice. I did not know that he was going to be on that. I should give it a listen. I'm a huge fan of Chris Cantwell. I had such a good time working on Out of Alcatraz with him. Yeah, so there's this guy. One more oil painting in the can. I do feel like I am making like progress.
Good.
But it doesn't necessarily feel like I'm, you know, pulling like sick kick flips with my oil painting or anything, but I am like, does feel like I'm getting a handle on it, and it feels good.
Good.
And it's like good to feel like I'm learning something. There was, I've been going out a little bit every day and doing some like outdoor sketching.
Mm-hmm.
And it is making me feel like, I don't know. It's weird. I get all spun out because my drawings have not been good. It has not been especially fun, but I can feel like the process of like getting something new into my brain. And it feels good.
Trying something new and starting to understand it, even though you don't feel confident about your drawings.
Yeah, I feel like I'm learning something new every time, but not enough for it to be like to result in good drawings or like.
It's not a mastery yet.
Yeah, it's not even like especially competency.
Mm-hmm.
So this is I drew this earlier this week and then was saving it to paint on the stream. I hope you guys aren't sick of oil painting stuff because that is sort of my current obsession. So I drew this guy, and then I just in pencil I used my this guy to draw him, and then I covered it in Indian yellow acrylic paint. The idea was to sort of seal the drawing so that when I go to paint over it, I won't necessarily bring it back up again.
Is this the first time you're using the base layer of acrylic?
This is the first time I'm doing that on this Arches oil paper.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it on some other surfaces before, but this is the first time on this paper. So we'll see how it goes.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
You can't see it, but I'm waving back.
Yeah, Keith, that's rough when you don't know. Like I definitely spent a long time when I was working in video games, feeling like I was not in the right place, but not really knowing what to do about it. So I'm going to use, I'm using titanium white, yellow ochre, some scarlet lake, throw a little ultramarine blue, and then just so that everybody knows that I'm a dork, I'm really excited to try some raw umber.
Oh.
It's a very like cool brown color, and it's like it's kind of mixes, like it can look very, very gray against warmer colors.
Kevin is asking, is this a particular person or character that you've drawn?
This is a particular character. It's for a story that's coming up, but I'm not going to talk about it. And you'll have to be surprised in like 6 or 7 months when it finally comes out. But this isn't for print. This was just sort of like I liked the character that I had designed, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to paint that guy.
Yeah, it was like you drew this the same day you ended up designing the character, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So how do I want to get started on this?
Keith has a little smiley face wink saying, more Lonesome Hunters confirmed?
No, this is not Howard. So I think I'm going to start with shadows. And this will probably be the darkest part of the painting. I'm also using these hog hair brush, which I haven't used very much, because they're kind of hard to control for me. But that's sort of why I decided to start with this, is because I want to try to get some prettier brush strokes, and I feel like when I use the brushes I feel the most comfortable with are these like synthetic brushes, and but they kind of make too perfect of marks, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to try to use these hog hairs and see if I can get a little bit more sort of chaotic fun out of my mark making.
Oof, I'm sorry, Mark and Keith, for having to deal with AI being pushed on you at your job.
It's really like wild to me how many people have been accepting AI stuff without question.
And thinking it is going to save time, but it just adds more time and anxiety.
Well, and I really do feel like in just a couple years, if things keep going on the trajectory that they're at, although I don't think that they will keep on this trajectory, I think the bubble's going to be bursting. Well,
like it did for
maybe
crypto,
I'm too
NFTs.
Yeah, maybe I'm too optimistic, but I feel like the bubble has got to burst pretty soon.
Do you mind if I close this door? There's people doing fireworks outside now.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. But I feel like the people who have remained, I keep the phrase I keep using is that they are the now I've gotten the phrase I keep using.
Oh.
But they're maintaining their own craft. The people who just remain craftspeople and still actually know what they're doing and how to do it. Like those are the people who are gonna do well in the next decade
and not lose their skills.
Yeah.
Which are necessary to train AI in the first place. Carrie says, I'm from the planet of human creativity and soul.
Yeah.
Emma says that you're way more optimistic than she is.
Well, yeah, what the real bummer is that, like, I don't know, working in creative spaces, like in comics, for example, it's like you just can't do what I do with AI unless unless you don't actually know what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's AI stuff that can get make a facsimile, but it's not the thing. I don't even know. Fans of genres don't want AI. It's the general public that doesn't care. Yeah, I think there's like a... Yeah, there's something. There's certainly a... It feels like it's growing. Like, it feels like people used to care more about art than they do today. There's been like a devaluation. And it's sort of like always been, like, it's been a persistent
It's
devaluation
been a common complaint.
over... Huh?
It's been a pretty common complaint that's come up every once in a while in history.
Yeah, yeah. So it's hard to know like what is new and what's actually just the same old bullshit that we are always dealing with.
Rudak says that a lot of people that that they work with in commercial video production use AI for various visualization purposes without knowing how much water and energy it uses. But once Rudak tells them, they look horrified.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about all of this AI is it is so power intensive that at some point, the bill is going to come due. It's like they're not charging anybody what it costs to use, and at some point they're going to have to be like, oh, okay, well now it costs $5 to write an email. Now that you've like lost the ability to actually know how to write an email like a normal person.
Oh my gosh. If they start charging people to write emails, that seems like one of the ways that it'll get used less.
Yeah, it's like at some point it has to, right? Like, because it does cost so much. Like, it uses so much energy and so much water. And at some point, it's going to have to be like, someone's going to have to actually get paid for all of that as it gets used up.
There was another comment about Jurassic World up here. Keith says that the company that is making Jurassic World Evolution 3 is reversing all AI use in their game because of complaints.
That's good.
Yeah, and ended up costing them more money and time.
Yeah.
And now energy. Yeah, Carrie, I don't know. Maybe Rudak can tell us, or I can look it up. But I don't know the numbers on how much water and energy it uses. I just have heard that it uses a lot more water and energy. So
I have heard like one of the numbers that people say kind of regularly is that if you ask AI to summarize an email, that's about the equivalent of a 16-ounce bottle of water, just pouring it on the ground.
Oh, wow.
Because it's like, it's remarkably, like it takes so much energy, like so much processor energy to do simple AI stuff. Which was like, it makes me feel crazy that they want to use it for like spell checking and stuff because
we have spell checking tools.
They have spell checking tools that don't require that much energy to do the exact same thing and are faster.
And aren't going to learn from other sources how to misspell words.
Yeah.
Mathraptor points out that not only does it use up water, but it very specifically uses fresh water.
Yeah.
So it takes energy to clean up the water too. AI gets cleaner water than most communities, Mathraptor says. That was an uncomfortable truth of a laugh I had.
The phrase that I've been using is a steward of your own craft.
By not using AI, you're a steward of your own craft.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice. You're a steward. Hey, Stu.
I don't know if I think I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. I don't know if seeing my palette is actually that helpful.
Maybe at first it was, but yeah, now we could switch it up. Keith says LinkedIn and other job search places give people the option to remake their resume and cover letters.
Yeah.
With AI.
Man, LinkedIn is miserable with AI. It's like half of the posts on that platform are just like
I know.
AI slop.
It has made me get on there less.
Yeah.
I do not like being on LinkedIn as much as I
I mean, were you ever like a giant
I wasn't
hang out on LinkedIn for fun?
But there's been times when it's been really nice to talk to old coworkers and
yeah, that's true.
People that I don't see in other places, and when I know they're looking for a job, I try to keep my eye out. But now I haven't been on LinkedIn for days now, so I'm getting more and more behind because of those ads. Just because of those ads. Oh yeah, and John Oliver. What's John Oliver's show?
Last Week Tonight?
Last Week Tonight, thank you. This week tonight? No, last week.
Something like that.
Yeah. Did a AI slop piece just like a day or so ago.
Yeah, even that, I didn't think he went far enough, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really bent out of shape about AI.
Emma, I may not be far away from where you are. Emma deleted everything on LinkedIn and closed her account. Keith says this guy has a ginormous tie.
Yeah.
Very 60s tie.
He has one of those sort of 40s fat ties.
Maybe 40s, yeah.
I love throwing those on a dude. What up, David Brothers? How you doing, man? Nice. Usual Friday night, just passing out on the couch.
Hi, Kurt.
Hey, Kurt, how you doing?
Look at us. All the cool people are in the chat. Well, we're missing just a few, but there are a lot of cool people here.
I do have something that we can announce. Boise Comics Festival. Both Mott and I will be there. Right? That's not what it's called. It's called I think it's called is it the Boise Library Comics Fest?
I think you're right. I'm looking it up just to make sure. And I can link it in the chat. Boise Comic Arts Festival at Boise Public Library.
There you go. I did that show once over a decade ago, and it was fantastic. A library show is like always good.
Steen's gonna be there too, honey.
Oh yeah.
There's some good names on here. Some people I'm excited to see again.
Oh, thanks, David. That must have been. Was that a while ago?
Joe Pye's gonna be there. It's been a long time since we've seen Joe Pye.
Yeah.
Jose, I've not actually heard Joe Pye's last name pronounced because when I met them, they were just Joe Pye. Pimienta. Pimienta? Hi, Bunkmaster B. Oh, you were at Heroes Con and had some family stuff to do. Glad you're here. Welcome back. I hope you had a nice time. David F. Walker's gonna be at the Boise Comic Arts Festival. Oliver Bly. Lots of cool names. Lots of cool. There's just not just names, but people. Hey, I've had such a weird day. I feel completely discombobulated and more awkward than usual. I'm having a discombobulated day. You know what else we can announce? That if people want to see the Out of Alcatraz original art pages that are up in your store from issues 1 and 2, they're going to want to do that this weekend because on Monday we're taking them down so that we have space to put up issues 3 and 4 from Out of Alcatraz. Thank you, Bunkmaster. I would love to feel very combobulated. Yeah, I'm nervous about going to Idaho, Emma. I am nervous. There's been lots of anxiety-inducing and harmful stuff down there. And then I keep seeing things about nice things that people in the community are doing to support people there. It's been in my mind. It was in my mind before I decided to go.
Yeah, we actually had to talk about it.
Yeah. We are driving. We are not flying. Flying is actually something that scares me the most. Flying anywhere in the United States, I could get stranded somewhere. But at least driving, I can drive away, or I'm more likely able to. I don't know. It's probably not logical thinking. Are you going to be there, Carrie? Are you going to be at the Boise Comic Arts Fest? Thanks, Kurt. Kurt says the city government of Boise is not representative of the state government of Idaho. Still worrisome, but I hope that I have an oasis of nice people around us. Sorry, Carrie. Misunderstood. Carrie's not going to Boise Comic Arts.
Mm.
I interrupted in a conversation.
Jeez.
I know.
So, man, one of the challenges with this is just oil painting, like, I don't know, oil painting from imagination, for some reason, feels way more challenging to me than watercolor from imagination. And I couldn't really tell you why.
You've been using reference this whole time, right? Is this your first time doing? No, you did the skeleton, the skull lady from the 60s skull lady from.
No, I used a ton of reference for that.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's a-okay, Carrie. Don't go to Boise. And your mama doesn't need to go to any con if she doesn't want to. Oh yeah, a cheap table, a convention that has affordable tables, and where there's people that you know that you can stay with and save on hotel and stuff. That is a big bonus for choosing which convention to go to.
Mm.
That sounded judgmental.
My groan?
Or just nervous. Just nerves.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Emma, when you do board your birds, what's that like? Do you have a place that's dependable for you? Alex, groans are not on the bingo card, but maybe they should be. Oh, that's very nice of you to say, Bunkmaster. They say, speaking of the Out of Alcatraz pages that are being pulled down Monday, if anyone hasn't purchased some pages from you, honey, it's an amazingly great deal, they say.
Thanks.
Oh, nice, Emma. The store where she bought the birds can board them, and Emma trusts them, and they do a good job taking care of them. That's perfect.
How do the birds feel about being boarded?
Oh yeah, do they get really stressed out? Or do they not mind car rides and stuff? Aw, and your parents are gonna come sit with you while you table at the convention. I love that. Fun. Yeah.
Do you remember the first time we boarded Metatron? Metatron was our first dog.
Yeah.
we took him to a doggy daycare, and then left him there for like 3 or 4 days. And then when we went to pick him up, I remember he like ran up to the gate and saw me and was like, "Yikes!" and ran away. He was just like, don't want to go home yet.
He loved it there. They would dress him up in costume, and he just soaked in the attention. He loved it so much. We've got an excellent picture of him just with the happiest look on his face.
Dressed up like Batman.
Dressed up like Batman with a cape and a plastic mask, like a kid-sized mask, not a dog, not made for a dog. And he still is just like pleased as punch.
Dan says that there's a lot of good people trying to make Idaho a better place, and we try to make BCAF representative of that. Nice, I believe
nice,
it. Like,
Dan, thank you.
The Boise Library has like an immaculate vibe, from my experience.
That Boise Library is the place that you went to before.
Yeah,
not just,
yeah. Okay. Although when I went, when I was there, the event was sort of split between the library itself and like an annex across the street. And it felt a lot more like I don't know what's the word. Like they were kind of making it up as they went along, kind of a vibe. And I think that in the 10 years since then, it's gotten a lot more
dialed in.
Dialed in, yeah.
Aw, Kurt, that's so nice. Kurt says that we're great guests. We have fun tables, great to interact with, and a showrunner's dream. I've never had a showrunner say that. Not at least where I was in earshot. So, the birds. They don't seem to mind boarding so much, but there has been some trauma bonding between Cricket and Lancelot, who previously were enemies. As I was reading that, it felt very like soap opera-y. And now I want to know more. Like, what happened between Cricket and Lancelot for them to be enemies? Does one of them have an evil twin? Are we gonna have to solve some big mystery? Like, who shot... Oh, what was his name?
JR?
Who shot JR? Yeah, thank you. Hi, Chris Anderson. Comics? How are you doing? Welcome. Ooh, Mark says that his local comic shop just listed this month's pre-orders for books coming out in November, and it's gonna be a big month.
Coming out in November?
November. Do you have anything coming out in November, by the way? Do you know?
Nothing that I know of. But October is going to be big. That's going to be Out of Alcatraz hardcover and the Harrow County Compendium.
Both in the same month.
In the same month. Although one of them, I can't remember which one, comes out earlier in the month and the other one comes out later in the month.
I can look up the dates. Is the Out of Alcatraz one a trade paperback?
It's a hardcover.
Hardcover.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing hardcover first, which is kind of fun. Ooh, Chris Anderson just launched Power Pulp, a self-publisher comics collective with distribution. That's exciting. This is like a golden era of distribution.
Is it?
It's got to be like
maybe a good
super
opportunity
stressful time for distribution.
New distributors or. I just saw a notification pop up on my phone as I'm looking for dates, and just saw an email summary that said, introducing Threads, something, 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 and I'm just all pissed now. Don't introduce me to Threads.
Yeah, why would you introduce me to someone like that?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know about this picture. It's in the terrible ugly phase.
Why would stores say that your hardcover is being released on a Tuesday? Aren't they always released on a Wednesday?
No, that was Diamond was Wednesdays, and I think Lunar might be Tuesdays.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know for sure though.
All right. Out of Alcatraz, 2 sites I've come across say October 21st.
There we go.
Oop. Try writing that again. I'm writing it in chat so I can keep track of it and people in chat can see. I don't want to forget October 21st for Out of Alcatraz. And then the other one is Harrow County Compendium.
Yeah. And I think you can pre-order both of those now.
Yes. Yeah, the Out of Alcatraz is not oversized.
No.
The Compendium also is not oversized.
Correct.
And it's the following week. It's called the Complete Harrow County Compendium.
Man, this like
Oh, the upcoming Lone Wolf and Cub books.
oh yeah, those look kind of pretty.
Emma is all over it, despite it possibly putting her in the poorhouse.
I'm very tempted, even though I think we have every Lone Wolf and Cub already.
We do?
Yeah, in those little soft cover
Yeah, which
things.
are very nice. They would be pocket sized if they weren't so many pages.
Yeah.
If you got big old pockets, they're pocket sized. I like that size. It's very approachable.
Yeah.
Cute.
Feels pretty good in your hand, and like the paper that they use is like they use like a really sort of soft newsprint for that, and it feels like, I don't know, feels great.
Mm-hmm. Carrie says that she has the weaponized complete Harrow County already. Yeah, those are great. Oh my goodness. Y'all know what? This last weekend, I did end up I ended up getting the big giant Harrow County, complete Harrow Counties that Carrie's talking about on the store at mrcrook.com. I didn't solve the shipping problem of it being expensive, but I went as cheap as we could. I found the cheapest ones we could. For in the U.S., you can ship them media mail, which would be your cheapest option. But we're not able to do that for international. All right. All right, who do we need to talk to get Out of Alcatraz published at library size?
Onipress.com.
Yeah. Emma, you need a new shelf. I don't know where you're going to put it. But not having space for 12 hardcover books that are 750 pages each, that's a big problem. Oh, okay, Keith. Keith would like to know what number you're up to on original art pages.
Oh.
And I haven't even cataloged everything, but I did catalog quite a big chunk. It looks like I cataloged most of everything.
Yeah, we haven't gone over that in a long time.
No, I will open it and give y'all the number. I don't remember the exact number last time we did this, but I do remember it was in 3,000. I think like early 3,000s. All right. Maybe about 200 more pages since the last report. 3,224 is where we're at now. I'd say looking at your cubbies, honey, maybe another 50 on top of that.
Maybe if we haven't counted the Out of Alcatraz?
We've counted all of Alcatraz. It's logged
Then I
in.
think I haven't like.
What's all that stuff over there? Is that stuff to count in your cubbies?
I don't think so. I think that's all pre-production stuff.
Oh. Well, it'll be counted eventually.
Maybe. They're not like pages.
That's true.
Though.
That's true. They wouldn't be counted as pages.
Oh man, this picture is like already like stressing me out.
Aw.
You're not working for me yet.
You were close, Keith. Keith guessed 3,217. Ooh, Emma, that sounds lovely. Making a window seat reading nook. Lumber isn't cheap.
No.
So that's a sticking point for her. And time.
No, in fact, I've been like kind of jonesing to build some bookshelves. And I'm like, oh, it's just going to cost like $500 nowadays to just get the plywood.
Yeah. Carrie's mom has been encouraging her to move and to cull her book collection.
You tell your mom.
Yeah. To shut up. I do like going through books and our DVD collection from time to time and getting rid of stuff that we aren't going to read, or I'd rather have the library have.
Yeah, we actually kind of cull books pretty regularly.
Yeah. But I have regretted how much we got rid of when we moved from California to Oregon.
Yeah. We like were very aggressive when we moved to Oregon.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that like we got rid of that like you just can't get anymore.
Yep. And music stuff.
Yeah.
Emma says you'll have to pry my books from my cold dead hands.
Yeah.
Jerko.
K-pop Demon Hunters? No, I haven't watched that.
Anybody want to share cool stuff that's been going on with them? Because I have some cool stuff burning in my chest, wanting to get out. One of them is that the interviews that I did last week with Sirius Black, 2 of them are already out, and there's a third one that's on CB's Patreon right now that will be out on YouTube later. I will pull those up. I maybe could have had them up before I brought it up. Would have been helpful.
Nope.
Nope. I'm discombobulated. I'm all over the place. I'll just give y'all the link to his whole site because they're the top 2 And there's lots of really good stuff on there. I was listening to CB's interview with Paul Guinan. Paul Guinan. I couldn't remember how to pronounce Paul's last name. And right below that one is a David F. Walker interview. I am very excited to see the third interview too. Even though, oh, and y'all will get to see my face on the videos. I had to think really hard about if I wanted to do that, and I did it. I went ahead and I did it.
And you're super cute.
Why, thank you. I will just take that.
Take that.
But I love Klaus Nomi so much that I am actually excited to watch myself talk about Klaus Nomi. And that's not like me.
You don't get enough videos talking about Klaus Nomi, so you have to make your own.
There are not enough in this world. Keith wants me to practice by walking behind you and saying hi.
Don't do it. Don't give him the satisfaction.
Britches. Hi. How'd I do? Okay, before I give the rest of my cool stuff, let's see if anybody else has talked about it. Emma wants Scavenger's Reign and Dark Crystal Age of Resistance on Blu-ray so badly, and people are raving about how good Scavenger's Reign is. I've not heard of this.
Did we not watch the trailers together?
I don't think
so. It's
like
a sci-fi thing about people on an alien planet. I actually don't know what the plot is about, but it's like it's animated.
Already piquing my interest.
It's like a 2D animation thing, and it looks gorgeous. It looks very psychedelic.
One of the main characters is named Ursula. I wonder if they're named after Ursula K. Le Guin.
Almost certainly.
Yeah. Carrie is excited about Yellow Jackets season 3. I've only watched season 1 and 2. I didn't know that there was a 3.
I'm excited for Murderbot, which we're going to watch tonight after the stream.
Yes, thank you for the reminder. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Mark saw Elio and loved it. I
don't know if I've heard of Elio.
I'm going to look it up. Elio movie. Oh, it's a animated movie. Pixar.
Oh.
This year. Cosmic misadventure where the character bonds with alien life forms, navigates a crisis of intergalactic proportions, and somehow discovers how he is truly meant to be. That sounds right up my alley. Thanks, Mark. Aw, thank you, Bugmaster B. That's so nice of you to say. It makes me laugh nervously. They say, we appreciate you no matter what you look like. I feel like we in the chat don't care what you look like. We just enjoy that you're a fun and nice person. I will keep trying to be fun and nice. Thank you.
Shouldn't be hard for you. That's your natural state.
I do have to work at it a lot, though. But I think it's my natural state to keep trying to work at it. Oh, Alpha Llama Llama watched 28 Years Later and enjoyed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All shot on iPhones.
Mark, I will repost the Sirius Black videos on my BlueSky right now. So don't forget. Oh, I've only posted about one of them. I need to rectify that. There we go. And I'll post the Klaus Nomi one that's on Patreon right now to repost that. Oh, Carrie has things getting finalized for her panel with Phil Hester at Ocon.
Oh, that's exciting.
They'll be there on Friday the 11th at 2 p.m. Carrie, are you going to talk about it between now and then on your Splash Pages YouTube channel? Hold on, let me get the full name. It's leaving my head right now. Splash Pages Comic Book Club. Yeah. Now that it's confirmed, she's going to be bringing it up there.
Nice.
So you can not only watch some cool videos on comics over at Splash Pages Comic Book Club on their YouTube channel, but you also get a little reminder. Friday the 11th at 2 p.m. Ocon. Need to figure out how you're going to dress. Maybe it's time for a little thrift store splurge to get a special outfit and feel extra fancy. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mark. Thanks for asking. Oh, yeah. And Emma, also, another cool thing that's going on with Emma is she's taken a little mini hiatus from paleo art to work on her sci-fi story.
Ooh. That's exciting.
Yeah. Dylan's making great progress on cleaning up the house.
Ooh, that's exciting too.
Yeah. Putting up his dad's medical supplies and having a yard sale. Oh my gosh, having a yard sale, that takes a lot of organization and energy. I'm impressed. Hey, Comic Tropes.
Comic Tropes, what's up, buddy?
Comic Trope says, why he looks so sad.
He's just a little stressed guy.
Emma says, oh, I see. Emma's writing the sci-fi story as a novel to not have to think about the narrative having to be drawn later. It's freeing her up. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Carrie says your guy's sad because it'll be a long time before his tape gets peeled since it's an oil painting.
My paintings having existential crises about their own origins.
Tape peels. Oh my goodness. Bunkmaster's daughter just asked their wife, Mama, will there ever be a last day? Didn't expect tonight to get existential. That is a very deep, big kid question. Oh, Alex got some cool news. Alex hit 120 pages of their graphic novel this week.
Holy shit.
120 pages, that's excellent.
Yeah, that's huge.
How, Alex, what kept you going?
How are you still alive?
I'm working on another chapter of Demonstrative, and Tyler and I were talking about how this chapter is 44 pages. I just got just the gutters and lettering planned out for the first like 24 pages, and at one point it felt like, oh, I'm getting so much progress done, and then I looked and I've got to do it all over again before like I'm only halfway through. And then it felt daunting.
Dylan lost 57 pounds.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
I hope it's good. I hope it's not just from stress. Keith's eating pie. That's what's getting Keith through those 120 pages. Carrie's eating cookies.
Ooh. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're doing great. You're playing around.
I am playing around. I'm exploring.
Yeah. You're learning new stuff. Trying to learn what you know better.
Trying to unify these shadows, and I may have gone too far already, but...
Mark says one of his nieces once told him she always saves her questions for him because he's the only adult that tells the truth.
Hell yeah.
Monkmaster said, we answer directly, but it's hard when it's your kid asking about what it's going to be like when you're not there anymore. That would be hard.
No.
Comic Strips is asking you, honey, how often do friends and family and neighbors ask you to paint their dog?
Pretty rare, actually. What was I had a neighbor asking me about doing something. I forgot what it was. Maybe it was like a mural or something. Wanting to see what I would charge for that.
Like on the side of a building?
I think it was inside their house.
Ah, I would charge more than doing some building outside.
Yeah, so I think I was like that I would probably start at around $4 or $5 grand or something for it, and they were like, okay, well, I probably won't talk to you ever again.
That actually sounds reasonable.
No, that sounds like way reasonable.
Yeah. Painting outside when people are just driving by seems easier to me than oh yeah, and then you wouldn't have to necessarily have to tape and make sure that it doesn't get on people's carpet and stuff if you're outside.
Yeah.
But also just like being in someone's space for days and days, returning again and again, having them be there in the house, that all just seems very distracting and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Dylan. You're losing 55 pounds was from water weight lost from food poisoning. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I was worried about. I hope the food poisoning has passed at this point and that you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie, people in general, I think that's probably true for any job. People don't really understand what it takes, the time and training and practice and materials that are required for like painting a mural.
Yeah.
Kevin's asking a question about this mystery project.
Okay.
I don't know if you can answer it, but Kevin's asking, is this comic going to be a horror comic?
I could probably say yes to that. I mean, what else do I guess I have done a crime comic recently, but
There was horror elements in it.
that was one of the things I got really excited about was when I was like, oh, this crime stuff is actually just horror. Except instead of like supernatural or whatever, it's like,
The cops.
yeah, it's the cops or like themselves or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Rudex asking, is it a Twilight Zone story?
No.
Mark saying, horror, spoilers. Comic Trips is asking, are there any covers coming up?
Oh, poof. There's one that I just finished. I'm waiting to hear back on. It was like for a licensed thing, but I think they accepted it. Because it's been a while since I turned it in. Although they are very slow. Um, but I can't say what that one is yet because it's unannounced or whatever. I did just do a variant cover for Exquisite Corpse.
Corpses, plural.
Corpses.
Yep.
That
It's coming out at the end of next month on the same day that your Out of Alcatraz 5 is coming out, the 30th.
There we go. And I don't know about this picture. Feels like I kind of start to make a little bit of progress so that it sort of feels like it's off the rails this whole time.
This is the first time you're not using a reference.
Yeah, it is like...
I like the yellow with the gray on top, and I like the little sketchy paint strokes.
Yeah. I don't know, I kind of like the thing where it's starting to, like the shadow is starting to soften a little bit. I think maybe the shadow isn't quite dark enough to support what I was trying to do there. I'm going to do the thing where I just sort of blur everything a little bit and then come back in on a second session, I think, and sharpen it up again.
I also like that not only is his tie very wide, but it's also very short. It's not going to his belt, which is
well, it is going to his
excellent.
belt because his belt
His
is
belt
like
is
super up high.
up high above his belly
Yeah.
button. Oh my gosh, I love it. Mark is putting out into the universe that we need a something is killing the children variant from you.
Oh, I did a commission a while ago that I thought turned out really nice. But that would be fun. I like that book.
Bunkmaster responding to Pixie's talk saying, was it Peachy Peach? And were they talking about Kissy Kiss? Dylan tried something new today. It was a new food item. Great Values lemon cream oatmeal. Great Values, really.
Mm.
Great Values. Isn't that like the kind of a generic-ish brand? And for them to have something that was that good. Something is Killing the Children is having a TV show?
Oh, no way.
That's awesome. A second way to get the story. Keith then respond. These people are so clever, honey. And plus, I love the Pixies. Keith's response was, "We shook our butts, but not too hard." Netflix picked up Something is Killing the Children.
Oh, interesting.
Comic Tros says that he's been cast as Paste Pot Pete for that TV show.
Have you ever cosplayed? I have not really ever cosplayed.
I have been in a costume before, right?
Yeah, I've done like Halloween and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's cosplaying. If you did someone's character.
I don't know if I've ever like done a character.
What did you?
I did like Steve Irwin one year.
There you go. Thanks for joining us, Bunkmaster. Happy birthday to your daughter.
Oh, happy birthday. Yeah, have a good week, dude.
La la love ya. Don't mean maybe, too.
Oh, that's awesome, Carrie. That sounds fun.
Going as the Coney from Dean Hospel's The Red Hook. I am not familiar. They're talking about all this stuff we need to be putting on our watch list or read list. Okay, it's a read list. It's a comic book called The Red Hook.
Yes.
Oh, you knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just the one that's out of the loop, out of the red hook loop.
Oh man, I got one lapel is huge, the other lapel is small. I got lapel problems.
Keith, I have not watched the last season of Doctor Who. Right now, we have Apple TV, because we talked about this before, where we switch off streaming services. So we don't have Disney right now, but it is getting to me. I've been hoping that I would see Doctor Who DVDs at the thrift stores, and I've gotten a few. I have gotten a few, but not as many as I wish they were there. And I don't know when the DVDs for these are going to come out, but I'm sure we'll switch back to Disney at some point and maybe catch up. Mark says, it was easily the most basic cosplay I've ever done, but wandering around as Sean was fun. People kept coming up and saying, "You've got red on you."
That was Shaun of the Dead?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I have like simplified his jacket like a ton, and I'm
Okay.
starting to kind of like it.
Oh, good. Actually, I see a big difference. I just came back. There's something about the solid color with just the barely
Yeah, just barely hinting at some of these
shadows.
shapes.
Yeah. Comic Tropes says that he fell off of watching Doctor Who after about three episodes of the Jodie Whittaker era. I don't blame you. The writers, or something was off there. I think it could have been a lot better. I actually liked her as Doctor Who, but it just felt dull. I think you're right. That it was dull. Not her fault.
I don't remember which Doctor it was when I stopped like watching Doctor Who, but it was like the 50 billionth time that the
Daleks,
that they had to deal with the Daleks for the last time.
Yeah.
I was like, I just cannot watch them do Daleks again. Because they did it last time. They like solved the Dalek problem for good.
Alien Earth does look interesting, Emma. Do you also get mad when Joker comes back, says Comic Tropes? Good question.
Man, I haven't like read a Batman comic in a long time. So I've spared myself from that indignity.
Yeah, it is the same issue with Alpha Llama Llama says same issue with superhero comics. That's probably a big part.
It's probably why I don't read a
yeah.
ton of superhero comics, or contemporary ones at least.
Totally agree with you, Mark. Mark says he never recovered from the fate of Bill Potts in Doctor Who. That hurt so much. Yeah, I also think that they could have done better by that character too.
I might need to call it quits for the night. Although it is, I don't know, feels like having that jacket working good got me like
maybe you might want to try more.
Like maybe this will work out. Maybe I am good enough to make art for a living. Maybe.
Comic trips. I'm not a big romance movie or book that's not usually what I pick up. I mean, if there's a romance in another genre like horror and sci-fi, then I'm drawn in. But just a romance on its own doesn't really interest me. However, Comic Tropes is saying, I wonder if romance comics will ever have a resurgence on the level of where they were in the 50s. That actually interests me. I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is, it feels like there is romance comics that are doing gangbusters right now, but they call them porn comics.
Oh.
And then, yeah. But romance comics for kids is I don't know if that's a thing anymore. Because that's what the romance comics were in the 60s and 70s, were for kids and teens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, erotica is. You're probably right. Comic strips, the erotica is a bit different.
Keith says, would some of Terry Moore's work be considered romance? I think yes.
Yeah.
I think Strangers in Paradise, absolute yes. Love and Rockets too, yeah.
Yeah, Love and Rockets, big time.
And Mark says romance for kids is totally a thing. There's one called Lunar New Year Love Story.
Oh, nice.
It was great. Then I guess I just want more of a spotlight. I want more marketing for comics. Hockey Girl loves Drama Boy.
There you go. Little Faith Erin Hicks.
Comic Trips thinks it could be a big new thing. Westerns too.
Man, I'm super into Westerns being a thing again. I'm a big fan of Westerns, and I feel like they don't get, a lot of the modern Westerns don't get the, I don't know. I feel like there's room to do a whole bunch of new stuff with Westerns that just doesn't ever get done. And it should.
Sounds like there's been some good Westerns coming out. Oh, apparently there was a live action adaptation of Mobius's Western Blueberry, Comic Trips is saying.
Interesting.
Emma says, There was. It was something. It was very drug focused.
Nice.
The 6-gun battle for the 6.
Yeah. Man, so kind of blurring this out and going back in actually is making a huge difference.
Good.
I'm a very big fan of his jacket and his shirt and tie right now. I think that's working pretty good. The face is just not quite... I just don't quite know how to make good marks at this scale. You know, it's like I want to work way bigger, kind of. But that introduces all sorts of other problems.
Oh, Mark, I can see what you're saying. The distillery format with the longer issues and the wider pages is perfect for Westerns.
Yeah, I can see that.
Comic Trip says this guy is stressed out because he can't find his Game Boy. Blood Brothers' mother is great from what Carrie's heard. Or from what Carrie's read. Sorry. And probably heard while reading out loud. Einfield Gang Massacre was good. Or whatever it was called.
That was like a spin-off from that Southern Blood or something like that. I haven't read that yet, and I really, really need to.
Yeah, it was the same creative team as the Texas Blood. That Texas Blood, which was also great. Hi, Bunkmaster. Dylan isn't a fan of Westerns, except for his favorite is Cowboys versus Aliens. And Keith just finished reading Scalped and said it was so good. You're welcome back anytime, Bookmaster. Mark.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, Mark. Stuff that's influenced by Westerns is cool. Like Star Wars. And like Firefly.
Keith says no re-entry. Need to pay again.
I don't know. Check his hand. Did he get the stamp? Alright, I think this is going to need a second session. I think
Step away for a bit.
I have done as much as I can without starting to screw it up even worse. But I do feel like we took it to the edge, went over the edge, crashed, brought it back.
Cleaned it up a little bit.
Cleaned it up a little bit.
Nope was so much fun, and I think you're right. It was influenced by Westerns and Jaws. I can see that. Nope is my favorite sci-fi horror right now.
I think
Nope was so good.
Nope was so good, but I think that Us was better. I like that one so much.
Us was good.
But it might have something to do with the Hands Across America being like so key to my childhood, and like
yeah.
tying that in was very compelling to me.
Keith agrees. Us was better.
Glove tub.
Glove too. Filling up Nope fan. Nope was fine. The pacing was screwy.
Yeah, the alien design was good.
Was really good, yeah. There were so many moments that I was scared.
Yeah.
And that and the ape, those moments were so tense for me.
The his other movie, oh my god, what was it called? Where you go to the sunken place.
Oh yeah.
And all the rich white people are taking over black people's bodies.
I had it a few seconds ago. I had the title in my head.
That one was also very, very scary.
Yeah.
But very different. Like, it was scary for totally different reasons.
Get out. Get out.
Get out. Yep. Get out, Kevin says.
I'd like to jump back in about the cool stuff that I did. Not to brag, except I'm gonna brag.
You gonna brag?
Yes, to brag. This Wednesday will be my 10th download or upload of a demonstrative page.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Doing 10 pages of comics is practically impossible. And you have done way more than that already.
Even though it's not quite halfway, I think there's 24 pages in this particular chapter. It feels like a mid-milestone, so I'm very excited about it. Yay, thank you, Carrie. Comics are so hard, Emma.
Yeah, comics are very hard. This, if anyone's interested, this is an interesting thing that I've been doing to clean my oil paints. Instead of cleaning my brushes with solvents, I've been cleaning them with linseed oil. And I feel like this little batch of linseed oil, it might be just about done for, but it actually works to get most of the paint out, and then I can just wash it with my regular brush washing stuff. And I am not putting anything down the drain that is toxic, because I'm pretty sure I have gotten all of the toxic pigments off of here. I did try some cadmium red and yellow, and thought they worked great, but I was like, I just don't want to have cadmium.
Yeah.
I thought that was Diet Coke. Yeah. I have the very strict rule that brush water is on the right, drinking stuff is on the left. And you never, ever, ever switch the two.
Oh.
Yeah, Bunkmaster B. I love the smell of linseed oil too. I think it does smell really good. It smells to me like when I was a very little kid, my mom was friends with well, she wasn't, I don't know if she was friends, but she modeled for a painter. I can't remember his name. He's like a big name in the Mormon church. He's done a lot of important paintings for the church. And I was around
Really?
him and some of his paintings a little bit when I was very, very little. But the smell of it still has stuck with me. And
It's a
whenever I
formative memory for you.
Whenever I smell linseed oil, I'm like back to being like 4 years old or something.
And waddling around.
Yeah.
Oh, if y'all have liked the episode, give it a like, please. And thank you.
Yeah, give it an old thumbs up. All right, everybody. I think we have successfully cooled down. And we are going to go watch Murderbot. And I am going to find my wife.
I'm right
and
here.
I am going to tell them how much I love them.
Oh,
And
I love you too.
I recommend you, everyone else, go find their wife and tell their wife how much they love them. And I love all you guys. I hope you have a great weekend and a great week, and I'll see you next Friday.
It's been lovely hanging out with y'all too. Have a great weekend, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, little chickens.